Hello, everyone. How are you doing? It is a lovely Thursday evening instead of a Friday. Um, so it's a little different this week. A little splash of new pizzazz. I don't know why so many of y'all are watching this at 2 a.m., but I appreciate that. If y'all have to, crack open a can of blueberry Red Bull, which is delicious, by the by. Absolutely scrumptious. It's very good. But it is a lovely Thursday, and I said that I would do a couple tutorials, and because I am not able to stream tomorrow, I figured I'd stream today instead. And I'd stream a little tutorial for you guys to follow along, or just watch, or anything like that. So I thought I'd go over, how I draw expressions and stuff like that. So I don't really, I have a few tutorials and stuff, like, pulled up, that way I could see, like, how other people show their processes and stuff like that. Sleep more and drink less tea, mayhaps, Voidwalker. That's a little too much tea, mayhaps. But I'm just going to pull up a little, reference right here, a little OC from Discord. And the first one that is here is from our dear good friend, Firebug, and Firebug has some lovely OCs, so I'm just going to, this is really glitching out on me tonight, do a little tutorial with this, shall I? So first things first is, obviously, make sure that you've got a fairly good brush. There is a ton of brushes on Procreate and on Flip-a-Clip and all that, tons of different brushes for you to choose from. I really typically tend to go with the 6B brush, but just because I like a brush does not 100% mean that this brush is going to be perfect with you. Experiment with the brushes that are on Procreate or whatever drawing website, or not website, app, or whatever you use. And then, one of my favorite things about Procreate, and a whole bunch of different things, like Adobe Illustrator, Procreate, Photoshop, Clip Studios, is there's a ton of ways you can change how the brushes react to things, right? Now, I've got this precisely where I want it, so I'm not going to mess with it too much, but always feel free to just mess around with brushes. Make your own brushes if you have to. This one is an edited brush, that way I could get clearer outlines. It's not my favorite brush, honestly. I thought I would use it a lot more than I do, but it's nice to have. And experimenting is always good because you can only learn from your mistakes if you make the mistakes to begin with. So we're going to pull this lovely OC and let's start with expressions. So I'm going to use Firebug's OC. I couldn't figure out how to make it bigger. So, based. I'm assuming it's the raw Milo powder that you're saying that to, because that is honestly more than a little terrifying. So, expressions. Expressions are very fun, because you can basically make the face bizarre, right? You don't have to fit within the normal confines of a human face, right? Like, usually this would be a pretty good face base for me, right? But you don't necessarily have to do all of that. Expressions can be bizarre and out of the ordinary. Like, I'm just gonna make a random kind of Sans peanut shape right now. Y'all know the Sans peanut meme from, like, 2016, where everyone was really poorly drawing him? This shape is viable, and I can stick the eyes, like, on the opposite sides of the face. Like, here's one eye, it's big and giant, kind of bulbousing out to the side, the other one's gonna be there too. And you can really exaggerate the shape because you don't have to stay in line with normal human, shapes. You don't have to do that because you're an artist. Give yourself a pat on the back for being special and different and whatever. Yes! Peanut Sans! The Peanut Sans has returned, and you can just make some really goofy looking characters. Like something that looks like it belongs in a mental institution. Me, every Saturday. But there, you get some weird things by just changing proportions. I'm gonna make this eye really big and bulbousy and staring off to the side, and this eye just glancing and weird and bizarre, because you being an artist, darling, I don't know why I did that, but darling, you being an artist means that you can change shapes and do stuff that you want to. That does not have to be within the realm of reality. I know I'm repeating that a lot, but that was like one of the things I came up with for my little speech when I was doing the stream, and I felt like it was a really awesome thing to say because it's true, right? And I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna run it into the dirt because it's fun to say, and because I came up with it, and I wrote it, and I felt really, really smart, so... Shapes and stuff can be used to your advantage, right? Like, as I showed, you don't have to make everything look photorealistic all the time, especially if you want to get your point across. So another really good way to do this, darling, is to make different facial shapes, like a big triangle for a more menacing boyo, a more circle-shaped face for, like, someone who's bubbly and has a really engaging personality, like Bubble Man. Bubble Boy was a really, really awful superhero, right? He's an awful superhero. He's hilarious, not good at his job. But his entire personality is he's quirky and he's fun and he's in your face, right? And his power is he can bounce like a basketball. So it kind of makes sense, right? So, stop drinking tea, Void. Oh my god, Lucifer. You are going to take the entire world's tea by the time this stream is finished. 9th? Oh my gosh. Jellycan, then maybe this can help you a little bit. Or it can maybe shape some of your character design decisions. But this is some really basic, just character design stuff. Oh my god, I'm worried. I'm worried, Gregory. Lucifer, why are you sending me FNAF stuff? The devil watches Five Nights at Freddy's confirmed. But you can just take these shapes and kind of force them into your own little, oh my gosh, this is so hard to say, sorry. You can take these shapes, if my screen would stop going black, and my internet would stay together, and you can help it. Oh my god, I cannot get a single sentence out correctly. You can take these shapes, and depending on how the character acts, how they're designed can show this, right? Like, have you ever seen Wreck-It Ralph? If I had any way of pulling this up, I would. But Wreck-It Ralph is a really square character, and his personality shows that, right? His personality shows that he's really big, tough, defensive. He's a giant wall. He's strong. That's his whole personality for, like, the beginning of the movie, right? Boom. His character design is nothing but squares, baby. So you can use these shapes to help design your characters. Now, let's get on to the more in-depth drawing thing, right? So, let's start off with the thing I've got here. So, this seems to be a really angular kind of OC, right? Seems very pish and posh, and I'm better than you because my father makes money. My dad makes more than your dad, basically, right? So I'm going to use a bunch of triangles for this. So, circle. Oh, no, not circle. My bad. Circle base, I'm trying something a little differently. For the roundness of the head, kind of works, right? But I also saw another tutorial earlier this week where instead of basing the head off of just a circle, you base it off of a square too. So that you get more of the proportions right for how angular the head has to be. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, right? Because I watched like 4 or 5 tutorials before this just to be like, alright, this is how people who are professionals make their tutorials. So obviously, I have to make a tutorial that makes me seem professional. But I'm not, so good luck with that. Me, I guess. Use personality to design a character. that is one of the ways you can do it. Feel free to ignore this advice or just listen to my nonsensical ramblings. It is up to you. So we're going to take this shape and we're going to get started. So I'm going to drag the face out and bring the chin in. Just like that. Add it to a little bit of a pointed chin around here. Right. Now we start on the other side with the sharp chin. And then up like that. To another round ear. I had to look up to make sure it wasn't like some elf ear or something, because then I'd have to shape everything with that. I will drink my 10th cup of tea. I'm actually worried for the British economy right now. Okay, Lucifer, if you ever die, you are going to tank the British economy. Because I feel like Britland, as everybody knows, is the only supplier of the world's tea. I feel like you're supplying half of British jobs right now, my dude. With the power of tea, I alone will remake the British Empire. All will fall before me, or face my fiery mint fresh fury. I'm assuming that's what you meant. But it is honestly a little terrifying right now, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if I say the wrong thing, you're just gonna look at me wrong, open your mouth, and I'm just gonna smell mint and just die of mint exposure. That's... Well, Shrock is terrifying. I just want to say that. Someone has photoshopped The Rock to look like Shrek from the hit movie Shrek 3. And I feel like that thing will haunt me in my dreams, is all I'm going to say. Alright, chat? Oh my god, stop being dumb. Anyway, I wasn't talking to y'all, chat. I was talking to myself. Which might make me seem like the dumb one, in which case you're probably right. But, shush, you know? I don't like your honesty. Don't be honest with me, chat. Lie to me and tell me things that you think I want to hear, alright? Or talk about destroying the British Empire, you know? With y'all, I really can't tell what y'all want half the time. I feel like I'm the hostage and y'all are the kidnappers, alright? I'm not saying that y'all are kind of threatening when you say stuff about eating my entire house, and etc., 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 but I am entirely saying that, yes, you would be incorrect if you thought that I was not completely intimidated. Let me mess with the facial shape here. There we go, that looks good. Like that, alright. And now the eye. Yes? Yes?
You know, the mint tea is Moroccan, not British, right?
Then what tea do the Bretlands make?
Black tea? Earl Grey?
Okay, well, I have just been informed that the British people make awful tea. Hate to say it, British people, that's what you drink all the time. It isn't green tea. Green tea is good. Black tea and breakfast tea and Earl Grey tea are mid at best.
Earl Grey is good. The Moroccan mint is best.
Stop being dumb. That's a tall order, Dreary. I know. I ask for a lot. Just like I ask for British people to make decent tasting food and tea and stuff. I was at least giving y'all the benefit of the doubt of having green tea, but y'all don't even have green tea. Let's go, Morocco! For some very delicious tea, because oof, green tea is where it's at, chat. What tea are you drinking, Void Woke? What are you drinking? If you're drinking black tea, I'm gonna be a little miffed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be a little miffed right now. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I'm the sharpest tool in the shed. I would sing more, but I think I might get DMCA'd. I feel like I should clarify now. I do not know what the acronym for DMCA is. I just hear people say that for songs. So I'm just gonna clarify that now, in case it's something that I completely don't understand at all. I'm drinking milk tea. Mom, did the British Empire make milk tea? I'm not responding, so she's not responding. So, either she's dead, or she's gone outside. So, I'm gonna hope that she's dead. I say jokingly and looking around worriedly. I'm good, chat. How dare you how dare you bring that British black tea in here with milk? Get out, leave, vanish, go forth to where you... Oh no, got up to that part. No, I wasn't gonna start talking about how I would take the money and become very, very rich. You're talking about taking the money and becoming very, very rich. She isn't hearing this. Chat, scatter! Scatter! Run, chat! She can't catch all of us! I don't even know if y'all can hear her side of the conversation. If you can, it's very amusing, but if you can't, I'm not insane, I swear to gosh. Alright, chat? It's the people on my walls, chat. I swear to gosh. Turret blurt. That was too hard. Tone it down a little. What was? To stop being dumb? Oh, wait, no! British people try not to make the most bland food imaginable. Have you seen the Great British Bake Off? Swear to God, those people, they're like chefs and stuff, right? That's the whole point of the Great British Bake Off, is that they're all supposed to be at least kind of decent at cooking. Oh my gosh. Art? Don't fail me now. I need to draw 2 eyes. That was awful, though. They had 2 weeks in a row, or just at least 2 weeks of some really awful food coming out of that show. They messed up s'mores. It's 3 ingredients: graham crackers, marshmallows, and chocolate. How do you mess up graham crackers, marshmallows, and chocolate? It's like the easiest thing imaginable, right? Now I gotta actually draw here, folks. So allow me to get less miffed about teas and talking about stealing money, etc., etc., and actually focus on what I'm trying to do. Fury, try not to get off topic challenge. Impossible. Alright, that looks fairly decent. Good place for it. Let's get started. Too hard. British people add like 1 spice challenge. British people win a world war without American support challenge. Impossible. Sucks to suck, Britland. Alright. Now, for the more triangle eyes, we're going to make them kind of swoopy, right? So we're going to have a straighter line on top with a couple of, I heard laughter from downstairs, so either there's a ghost or I said something that was funny. If you're a ghost, reach out to me now. We have a Ouija board somewhere in the house. Just take out the planchette and start spinning it like you're in an Old West movie. Because everybody knows planchettes spin in Old West movies. Like little lassos. That's where I was going with that joke, but then I realized it didn't make any sense. So now I'm explaining it and just making my hand go in weird motions. And not staring at the camera. I'm staring at where I am, not at where the camera is, despite the fact that makes more sense. I'm gonna move the camera. Oh. Now I'm barely... Alright, I'm gonna move me. Ready, chat? Now I will make eye contact with you because I'm making eye contact with myself. Looking good, me. Hello? Haunting ethereal ghost from my past? I don't know if you are from my past. Could be wrong. Alright, and I covered up my... There we go. There we go. All right, and the bottom eyelid is going to be really sharp too. That way we can get more of the triangular vibes from this bad boy. And I feel like it makes him look a little bit more noble and kind of mad, because everybody knows nobles are mad and entitled 24/7. If we have learned anything from fantasy novels, Charles Dickens, and the third Shrek movie, it's that nobles suck. Quite? Quite. Indeed. Indubitably. How do you do, haunting ghost? You are not swinging the planchette?
That seems like overkill. I'm just a low-key kind of ghost.
It seems like overkill?
Yes.
Please don't leave chat. I promise. I won't give you that many. Okay. I will try to limit. Oh, okay. I will attempt dad jokes. You have my word.
Hi.
I feel like they look depressed. Who, me? Jelly. Ouch. I don't know if that's... Oh, the nobles. Yes. Yes, a little. Maybe.
You want me to treat you like a princess?
No, I don't want to be married off. Thank you for the offer, though.
Married to a stranger to cement alliances.
Yeah, I would prefer not being married if it's all the same to you. I am not a good cook, unless...
You're a princess, you don't have to cook.
Ooh. Now there's an I... Want to know what sounds delicious? Chat, this is halfway a conversation for you, and halfway a... We should really have this meal at some point. The giant roast pig with the apple in its mouth. I would eat its flesh so quickly, just through the skin. I would go feral for that bad boy. Sharpen my teeth, gnaw on the bones.
Okay.
I might...
No more energy drink for Drury.
What was that? I couldn't hear you over my energy drink consumption. Please repeat what you said. I couldn't hear you. The blood was rushing to my brain too quickly.
I was thinking, if you actually want a history lesson on what happened in World War I and World War II, I'd be happy to educate you, darling.
I still want British people and French people to watch this, so mayhaps not. Wouldn't want them to realize how amazing we are.
Oh my goodness.
British people!
I apologize.
No. The British people...
This is not how her father and I raised her.
The British people got mad. Did you hear about the kettles thing that British people were talking about a few months back?
The kettles thing.
Alright, I have a feeling most of chat knows this already, because it was all over my TikTok a few weeks ago, right? A bunch of British people got it in their heads that the reason that you don't see many Americans with electric kettles, which is bizarre to me because every single house I've ever been in has an electric kettle in it, right? But for some reason they're like, electric Americans don't have electric kettles. And they got it in their heads that Americans didn't have electric kettles because our electricity didn't have the currents to boil water.
Okay.
They thought we didn't have enough electricity to boil water.
Okay.
What? So I've kind of made fun of them a little bit now. What is my favorite facial feature? The nose. Okay. I was just drawing a nose, but allow me to show off some of my noses. Where's some of my gorgeous ones? All right. Look at her nose, right? Because noses can tell a lot about characters and like what they are, what their backgrounds are. So I was trying to go for like a really, really cutesy nose. So I went for more of a button with this one, right? A little bit rounded, a smaller nostril. smaller sides too, like a little button, like mine. Kind of squeeze it, right? Kind of looks like a button or a popcorn. And then when I redrew the character not too long ago, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do it slightly different. Most of her features are more angular, and she's a trained killer, right? She's an assassin working for the Empire. So I'm gonna give her sharper features. So I cut her nose down, made her eyes a little bigger, stuff like that. I never ended up finishing this one because I felt like it looked awful, but more expression work, yay! And so I made her nose really sharp, and I felt like that dramatically changed the way her entire face looked. And, okay. Those are two examples of the same character, but one character that I love to redraw, mainly because she's awesome and she does not get enough love, is this girl Skull Crusher, who has a really fun nose too, because it has been broken repeatedly, right? So it's just kind of at an angle, right? Because it's been broken and then reset and then broken and reset so many times that her nose really isn't placed in the direction that it would be if her nose wasn't broken so often. That's why it kind of slants off to the side, is because it's kind of stuck in that position now. She's broken it so many times. And I feel like that's not just another, like, character quirk of hers, right? That, and, you know, her giant metal jaw and metal hands. I completely missed that arrow pointing towards her metal hands, but if you couldn't see that, you might need to get your eyes checked. Draw reeks. I don't know if that was a horrible misspelling of dreary, or if that is a character I'm not aware of. But I do not know who Reeks is. Blue's Clues is your favorite anime. Oh, you called it. I'm terrified. Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared. I'm scared.
You want me to pick you up?
No.
I didn't think so.
No. Don't pick me up. Jerry, I'm sorry, but you look like the emo kid in the back of the class. How dare you? I will have you know I'm the emo kid in the front of the class. I'm the emo kid in the back of the class. Wait. Second, you're making me rethink where I am in all of my classrooms. I'm only in the front of the class in one single class, and that's because it's the only class with assigned seatings.
You are the emo kid.
I am the emo kid in the back of the class! No! Alright, we're gonna...
black eyeliner?
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city.
Pumped up kicks.
Wrong type of emo. I hope.
Those are the ones you gotta worry about.
Yeah. Unless you're calling me that type of emo, in which case my mock annoyance turns to actual... Do I need to put my hair in Do I need to, like, wear a different outfit? What's... Dreg? Dweeb? Drake? Now you're just misspelling my name. Dairy, Drake, Drawbra, Dree-Raw, Dreb, Dweeb.
That's not very nice.
They're misspelling my name.
I know.
I'm not mad. Just disappointed, Chet.
I'm gonna get out of here and let you draw.
Yeah, you do that. Oh!
Cheers.
Hey! Tried to steal my Red Bull!
I didn't steal it. I brought it back.
They stole my Red Bull!
Love you, bye.
Love you slightly less. Goodbye! Don't worry, Derry. I get called an emo too. Thanks. That was on Eraser. dairy. I'm so glad to have this reassurance. Let me just say that. I'm so happy that I'm getting reassured. Me, dairy. Cough, cough, cough. I'm gonna clip this later. Clip what? Clip me? No, don't clip me. I wish to grow wings and fly. Alright, so to continue with more of the angular look for this bad boy, I'm gonna give them slightly skinnier eyebrows than I normally do. Normally my eyebrows are something like this, right? But, and those are good for triangles, but I'm trying to go for some angular, kind of thin looking thing, right? And I am gonna mess with that chin a little bit because I am realizing it's not very good looking. But for this, I'm going to go for something more like this. Something thinner and slightly more funky looking. There we go. Gotta make this thinner at the bottom. Like that. And now we just put in some eyes, which should be yellow and a little, like, pointed. That'll be fun. I'm back. What I miss? Absolutely nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't tell them our plans for world domination, chat. The world shall be ours. We shall rule with an iron fist, and none shall stand against us. They shall sit, because there will be no space when we shrink the houses. Mwahahahaha. That's my evil laugh, by the by. Maniacal laughing. Maniacal laughing. Do not make a dairy chain. You're gonna really upset some milk farmers. But I'm hilarious, chat. I know. Alright. Alright, how's this look? Oh, that's gorgeous, honestly. We're gonna pull it on a little bit to the side. Pull this up, pull this down. Good, Gucci. Bravo. I say, completely missing a part. There we go. Bravo! For realsies. You know, I love it when, like, the 1950s announcer boy is just like, all right, another home run for the Red Sox. Congratulations. That was amazing. For realsies. Mwahahaha, sonny. That's my favorite thing that every 1900s announcer says when he's, you know, doing some baseball stuff. I'm collecting some art ref tutorials from Tumblr. Ooh, and everybody else on the Discord, could you send those to me? That sounds amazing. I said looks, but you know what I meant. Sounds amazing. I completely mess up on placements for eyes all the time. Gotta squish this eye back into a better position. It looks like he's staring off into space. He got two lazy eyes now. One lazy eye. This looks better. I'm just gonna keep it like that, alright? Chat, don't make fun of me for the lazy eyes. Or is this? That's better. Alright, we're gonna keep it there. Now it looks like he's judging you, dear audience. He's judging you? What is he judging you for? No one knows. It's because you're not fancy. Mwahahaha. Am I the only one who saw water get derailed? Can I have context, please? Water get derailed from what? Who derailed water? Did big oxygen finally kill water? Is that what I'm understanding? H2 said no? Oh, would that be completely the opposite? That would be if big water derailed oxygen. H2 said oh, but just Alright, so I did a scientific tragedy there. I did a scientific whoopsie. But you can't say anything, because I'm baby, or whatever. What did people say whenever they realize they're in the wrong? I'm not in the wrong! You're in the wrong! You can't bully me! I quit! Etc., etc., etc. I don't know, chat. Ooh, I need a better chin, nerds. I need something that doesn't look like he adds his chin on with a protractor every day. Yum. You have not had 27 cups of tea. You would be dead. Your brain would be oozing out of your ears while you were typing this if you were on 27 cups of tea. You know how many cups of tea you would have had to drink in the last half hour for you to have had 27? God, no! That's impossible! I refuse to believe it. You'd be entering, like, what's the opposite of hypothermia? Burning to death ermia? You'd be entering the final stage of burn to death ermia by now. I mean, you are technically Lucifer. You are the devil, I suppose. Oh, it's funny, you think you're gonna defeat me with the power of friendship, but I am the Lucifer from the devil. As they say. That's the Sonic thing. The Lucifer from the devil. You know. The book people read. El Diablo. I know what I'm saying, chat. I'm not incorrect. Y'all are just correct-er than I. More so, mayhaps. It's not you. It's me. I have standards. Oh, hello, Poppy Lappy. Alright. Oh! I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm failing so absolutely awfully right now. Alright, I'm also gonna make... No, actually, I like it. Wait, I am gonna move this position of this nostril, but other than that, I kind of like how big the nose is. Because smaller noses are fun sometimes, but also bigger noses are beautiful too, so we gotta add some more of those. Gosh dang it. I say and then instantly can't redraw the nostril. Alright, chat. I know how to do this. I know how to fix it. It's just not lining up good. Alright. Nose here. Nose there. Alright, good. Alright, good. Sucks up the rat like Kirby. It's funny. You think you're gonna do anything to me, but I am the devil, trademarked, from the Bible, trademarked. So, you know, could God technically trademark the Bible if he really wanted to? No, he didn't write that. No, it's past its copyright time. That is free domain. No, but he hasn't died yet. This brings up what is the copyright infringement laws on, like, religious texts? How does that work? Are people just stealing money? That's what I gotta know. Radio. Ratio. Get ratted. Start the ratio chain. Oh dear God, no. What hath happened? What hath we wrought, as the kids say these days? Alright, so I've got a really angular facial shape. So now that I've got this, let's get started on adding a little bit more, right? So you've got your facial shapes, you've got your triangles, you've got your long lines. Everything in this face is nothing but a whole bunch of triangles, right? Triangles for the eyes, triangles for the nose. The only thing that's kind of missing is triangles for, like, the ears and stuff, but even this is triangle-ish, right? Really angular, really decisive, really fine, right? Perfect for this noble gentlefolk. So now you get to start on the hair, right? You've done the eyes, you've done the nose, you've got everything else you want done. I'm gonna mess with the eyebrows a little bit too. That way I can make it look a little more fancy. There we go. That's not what I wanted either. Give me a second, chat. There we go. And we sweep it down. Does that look better? No, but we're going to ignore it, alright? Religious texts are probably in public domain. You're not wrong, I suppose. Dante's Inferno is just an interpretation of stuff. You're late? I'm just extremely early, but you're late for a very important date, and this keeps on buzzing out on me. Stay strong, Discord! You're the only thing keeping me together right now, chat. And Discord, I suppose. I had another panic attack yesterday thanks to a project. Sucks to hear that, dude. Sucks to hear that. Hopefully you're feeling better, though, right? I was sick earlier today. So I kind of feel that. But nothing too serious. I went to the doctor because I was sick last week, too. Had about, like, a week in between it, and then I got sick again this morning. Went to the doctor, nothing's wrong, so it's just kind of annoying, right? I expected to feel kind of, like, happy or so if I got the test results back and they were all negative, but it's kind of sucky having all the test results come back with, yeah, well, you don't have the flu. Then what do I have? Nerds. Tell me that, old doctor. Kind of gave him an emo boy haircut, so we're gonna swap that around slightly. Alright, so, let's start by mapping out some of where the bangs are gonna be, some of the hair, right? So, first things first, he's got square head up here, followed by slightly shorter. It kind of hugs the face over here. It cuts off around there. Same thing with the other side, but it kind of juts out a little bit, darts around, ducks back in, right? And then for his side stuff, we have a longer thing over here, coming over to the ears. There we go. And bangs. And something cutting off his face right about there. Alright, so now that we've got everything mapped out, let's start drawing with this Dora the Explorer-sized map around us. Hello, Dreary. I return. Welcome back, Vulpix. Welcome back. Welcome back. Ignore jelly can eating tree gravy. It's fine. We're good, I suppose. What are you gonna do? Stab me? Englishman. What are you going to do? Run me through with the pointy sword you've got at the end of your shooting bang-bang stick? I don't think so. First person to, like, meet the... What is... I'm gonna feel like an absolute idiot. In the Civil and Revolutionary War. Bayonets! What are you gonna do? Run me through with your gun sword? Bayonets are just... Parry this, you filthy casual! But in the Civil War era, so it's fine, it's fine. The story begins when someone told me they got some girls, but I reminded them of their girlfriend? They have none. Ah ha 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 ha. They started crying, but I don't care. I am concerned and terrified, Adrian. A little bit of both. A little bit of both, I suppose. So, I don't really know what that entire sentence meant, but I'm not going to argue with you lest you devour my entire wall, so, I've got 5 DMs. What are these DMs from? What are we getting? What are we gotten? Dreary, dairy, drary. It is not that big, chat. It is not, my forehead is not big, Lucifer. It takes 4 fingers, alright? That is how big a forehead is supposed to be. 4 fingies. Qua. Covers the whole thing. Your mom is my comeback to that. You should feel absolutely terrified and really ridiculed right now, Lucifer. Is that a dog? Yes. Puppies. We got 2 puppies, actually. One right there. Obviously, that's Rory. And another one is that big black lump in the corner, and that's Zelda. But yeah, they're back there. Mainly because my mom came upstairs, and because They are suck-ups who don't like to come upstairs with me unless they want to sit on the couch. Cough, cough. Because I let them sit on the couch. Hey, what's going on? Nothing much. Just doing a weird drawing tutorial that involves roasting people's mothers, I suppose. It's all part of a day's work, chat. I roast your moms, and y'all don't burn my house to the ground. It's fairly unique. It's fairly good. I like our little back and forths, right? I insult your moms, and y'all say that I have like a 5-head or like a 4-head the size of Mars. It's good. It's good. And I'm not hurt at all. You're hurt. That's lemon lemonade. What else would you? I don't know. Mango lemonade. I was about to be like, what else are you gonna make lemonade out of? It's got the name and its ingredients all together. It's all wrapped up with a little bow. Quapa. Second dog ran off. Goodbye, Zelda Melda. From Juan Helda. I don't know what I'm saying, chat. Alright. Cheating. We're also getting some popcorn tonight. I was not sure if I was gonna get any. I was slightly sure I wasn't, but that's pretty good. We're getting popcorn from the Popcorn Lord, I suppose. Hallowed be his name. Ugh, straight line. Alright. So I'm trying to do some puffy hair here. And kind of follow how the hair was originally. And now it's time for me to do the main bit of hair. Alright, a little squiggly out in the forehead. And then rush some back bangs. More like that. Alright, that looks so much better. Alright, I approve. Like this. Alright, that looks good. Now we just turn off the guide thingamajigs. And we'll see how it looks. Does it look good? Looks decent. Let's start erasing. There we go. Something that looked gorgeous. Alright, we got our little noble boy. I forgot to add a mouth, but completely forgot about that. I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna add it now that I've realized mans don't have mouth. I'm also gonna make the hair a little thicker if I can. Which I can, right? Because I'm cool. Etc., etc., etc. My lavish praises, etc., etc., etc. I have been banned since 2020. Huh? Fair. I don't know why either. My towel offends me. Your towel? What's your towel do? Did it have a dry sense of humor? Pa-dum-tsh. Who needs a mouth? Yeah, that's what I say every single day, honestly. Mouths are so overrated. He's not judging you, alright? I want to make that very clear by this mouth. He's not judging you. He just doesn't like any single thing you do, right? You're doing it all wrong. That kind of looks like a not the right mouth I'm going for here. I want a very obvious judging mouth. Does a smile work? Nah. It looks like he's happy. I don't want him to be genuinely happy. Dude's mad. Dude's miffed. So we're gonna push this by also messing with triangles, right? We're gonna have a little bit of a open mouth snarl. going on. Kind of like this. Downward triangle, slopey-ope. We got it. Alright, we got a base going off. Now, we just gotta draw the rest of the mouth around it. We're gonna follow this down to around the side, drag it off a bit, put it right about here. Alright. I'm just gonna drag it up a little bit more. I feel like this doesn't really look like a snarl, which is kind of what we're going for. Ooh, this looks awful. Never mind. Ignore this bit of drawing advice, chat. Ah! What are we trying to do? Alright. Something more like this. Ooh, that looks awful too. We're gonna mess with it. We're gonna mess with it, chat. I know what I want. I just don't know how to get what I want, you know? We're gonna make it thinner. We're gonna distort the top up like this. We're gonna make the edges more flat. Like this. Does this look like more like what I want? Maybe, mayhaps. Oh, hello, dear Popcorn Lord. Welcome to the land of the undead. Because we are not currently dead.
Greetings, Drury.
Question. Does this look like a snarl?
Yes.
We got the Drafather seal of approval, chat. We're good. We're good. Still gonna mess with it a little bit, because I don't really like it, but it's the best thing I've got, so. Alright, the facial proportions are not fantastic with this bad boy, but I can fix this, mayhaps. The Puggycorn Lord hath given us the corny goodness. Consume, chat, consume. You get nothing, chat. You think I was going to grease my camera trying to give you popcorn? You thought wrong. What do you think of octopies? Octopies are gross. I want to make that very clear. It is of the opinion of the Dreary team, that octopi are mid creatures. They are low-level ocean creatures, barely deserving of respect because they are so ugly. They have so many arms, and you want to know what they decide to do with those arms? Grab things out of jars. I could do that, and I am not praised. I don't need 8 arms to grab things out of a jar. I have 2 arms, and I do it better. So, haha, you suck, octopi. I'm better than you are. Give me attention. So I'm gonna double check this with this little thingamawits that I've got to figure out what I've got wrong. Most of it. That's good to see. Alright. Well, I now know what the problem is, and I'm barely going to solve it. That is what you do with your problems, chat. You let them build up and build up and build up, and then eventually they'll get too big for you to handle, and you'll explode. I don't even have to worry about it anymore, because, like I said, you exploded, you know? What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? I feel like I made the hair a bit too puffy, so I'm gonna flatten that down just a little bit. Alright. How to undeal with problems. How to make problems worse. With me, your host, the hostess with the mostess, me. And I need no introduction, because I'll be, right? Alright, so that's my tutorial on how I tend to do faces sometimes, right? It's amazing! Not really, but usually I erase things then start over right about now. Octopus is a good one. Very good thing. All we gotta do is woo! I know, octopi suck. Y'all are standing up with me. My grandfather was an octopi. Oh, well, when you say it like that, I hate your grandfather. Just gonna say it, gonna lay it out there. Octopi equals not my slice of pie. Get the octopies out of here. They're gross. Etc. etc. Ah, what'd I do? Jesus. Okay, chat, I don't know if y'all saw that, but if you did see it, you didn't, alright? So, shove off. Haha. So, this is what we've got for the little thing. I'm gonna show off some of my other emotions, and then kind of build off of that. This tutorial has been very chaotic and not originally what I had thought about doing. So, what have we got here? Oh! I started working on this, which doesn't look too great, right? So I'm probably gonna abandon it. But I was like, I should work more on, like, how her hand is built, the mechanics behind that, the muscles she's got, because she's a muscly boy, right? But it looks awful, so I'm gonna abandon it. Because, God forbid I actually make mistakes in order to grow, right? But, speaking of making proportions seem whacker to, like, further your goals, these bad boys are some pretty awesome examples of that. I know I keep on showing these off, but I feel like they're really good examples of stuff that I mean, right? Because these, they kind of change shape. This one is the best example of, ayo, change your shape to get what you want, right? But, it's really fun. Because you can see how the facial shape with the cheeks and everything else kind of affects how everything works together. Like, if this one had cheeks cut off to here, it would look like a different emotion. If this one didn't have its little cheek bump, it would look like a different emotion. So you've got to change some things for other things to make more sense. What else have I done? Not much, chat. I tried making a bird, but I think it's fairly obvious I don't know how to make feathers look like not just meat fingers, so I will probably not draw birds for a while. But hello, my giant bird monster fire thing, right? It looks dope, doesn't it? It doesn't, but if you lie, I'll say thank you. And then here's another one. Look at this little fire bird thing. This is a dead one in a jar, because I felt like drawing a dead one in a jar. Continues to lag while goofy sounds are playing. Yeah, that's pretty much all of my streams, really. And then I tried doing another 3D modeling thing, but it looks pretty awful, so it's pretty much all I got for the 3D modeling thing. But yeah, if y'all have any questions for stuff that you would like to hear my tips and tricks on, I'm going to be streaming for about another 30 minutes, so ask the questions that you would like. Ooh, a bird wing wrap, that would be fantastic. I would love that a lot. Turticus blurticus. I would love to see some of those refs, if you would not mind sending those to me. But if y'all have any things you would like me to explain my process, which probably won't be the right process right now, but yeah. Procreate has 3D. It has had 3D for a while, actually. Give me just a second. I can type, but not while I'm speaking at the same time. But yes, there are, in fact, 3D elements to Procreate now. Let me just show that off a little bit. This was not made in 3D, in Procreate. I feel like I should say that. This was not made in Procreate. It was imported into Procreate, that way I could draw on top of it like this was. But I did not make the model itself within Procreate. I just imported a model and then colored on top of it. I can show you the software that I use for my 3D modeling if you would like, but Procreate does have a 3D modeling setup. Let me use this one because I put some art on this, because cans are easier than anything else. But it does have a little 3D modeling software. I touched briefly on this in a Procreate video I did months ago, probably a year ago at this point. But yeah, it's pretty fun, it's pretty good. You just have to mess with the meshes and the 2D stuff, and it'll put it on a nice little thing for you, and you can view it in real life. So look at this bad boys. Preparing the model. It's preparing it slowly. Ah, there we go. Where's the can? Dear God, where has the can gone? I'm supposed to be seeing a can, but... Alright, you apparently cannot see it in 3D. Oh my God, was that there when I panned over earlier? I don't feel like it was. It's a little terrifying that it's over there now, I'm not gonna lie. But you can view it in real life. It looks a lot more realistic on y'all's screen, because on my screen it stands out really, really awfully. But for y'all, the shadows work very nicely. Oh my God, it's floating? I don't know. I'm a little scared. I'm going to turn this camera off. Truly room tour? Not my room. It is the TV room, which is why there's a giant TV behind me. I do not sleep in this room. Yes, this is Shrek writing, Barry B. Benson. So, enjoy that. How to do a good color palette, maybe. Ooh, yes, I can do that. What is my favorite facial feature to draw? That would be the nose. The nose is really fun. You can do a whole lot of things with it. You can do an outward stretched nose. You can do a sloped nose. You can do a little nose with a sloop and then a rise up. There's a whole bunch of different facial shapes you can do, like a hooked nose down. It's super fun. You can do a lot of character design elements with different noses. And noses are just fun, right? They're fun to draw. They're fun to make. I love noses. They're very good. So color palettes are very fun, right? Ooh. Now, depending on whatever software you use, there's going to be different stuff available to you, right? Like, with me, I've got the little disc, which allows me to go side to side here, right? You can use classic mode, which has a bunch of sliders and stuff like that. And you also have harmony, which is very, very useful with getting colors that look better together, right? So I'm going to create a new palette real quick. Create a new palette. Grab that one. And I'm just going to start grabbing some colors that I feel would look very nice together. Now, there is a whole bunch of different ways that colors will look good, right? Like, you can use one single color, monochromatic, right? And you can create a character that is mainly one color, just with different hues and tones and stuff, right? That is an orange, not a red, not what I was going for, my bad. But you can just create one character with different colors. If I just created a character with these colors, it would look fairly good, right? Because it's just a whole bunch of red right next to each other. In fact, I have got a character that is almost entirely red that I made for monochromatic color schemes. Where is this bad boy? That bad boy is here. This is a character made entirely out of, or almost entirely, except for the yellow bits of gold, obviously, is almost entirely made of the same reddish-brown color, with only a few bits of yellow to make stuff pop, right? This was going for more of a kind of beautiful look, right? Because red is passion, red is beauty, red is love, and all that stuff. Red is also like anger and hate, right? Which is why I made her more pointed, kind of demonish, with a giant gash in the side of her face. And if y'all are at all interested in Star Wars, you might recognize that this is extremely, 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 extremely heavily based off of the Sith pureblood race, which is why they've got the little thingies poking out of the skin, because I love Star Wars, and I thought the Sith purebloods were cool, so I was like, you know what? Sith pureblood, baby! So I just drew that and then added gold everywhere, because, of course, right? But there are also different things that you can do with that. Using my harmony thing over here, I can really easily find some good colors. So complementary colors mean that they are on the extreme opposite ends of the color wheel. So if I used this purple and green, right, these two colors would work well together. This purple here, this green here, these would mesh really well. I mean, this looks like the Chuck E. Cheese logo with just those two colors down, right? You can also find... Ooh, I keep on using this layer. I need to make a new layer. Oh my gosh. Alright, we're good. Then there's other things. Split complementary, which is basically just two tertiary colors put together. It's fine. It works well. Not the biggest fan of split complementary colors because I feel like they don't really work fantastically, but yeah, they exist. That's always the thing that you can go for, right? Analogous, which is two colors right next to each other, kind of speaks for itself. It's just very similar colors. It's fine, right? Triadic means three, obviously. It's just split complementary again, but, like, not as severe most of the time. And then tertiaric, which is just four. But if you want to learn more about color wheels, I really suggest going to an art class because they can teach you a lot about that than I can in this really short, like, segment. So, yeah. Interesting. I suppose. Howdy. Is there anything else people were asking me to explain? Ooh, the 3D stuff. Let me explain where I make my 3D things, shall I? Because I don't use Procreate for my 3D. I try to import 3D, but it doesn't really work fantastically. So let me grab my arty farty. And I've got two different 3D things that I tend to use. I've got Forger, which is the one I use the most because it makes the most sense to me. Where I have made this little dino, which I love, right? It's not goodly made, but it's fine. And I made the little ghosty goo that I showed earlier, which is absolutely awful, right? But it's got a whole bunch of different stuff that you can mess with it, right? You can mess with a whole bunch of different things, and this is a free software. And there's a lot of things locked behind the paywall, obviously, which gets slightly annoying, but it's fine, right? Sure, I need to add a new layer. Proceeds to add like 7 more layers. Alright, I was just making sure I was safe. I was protected, alright? You can draw directly on the shapes with this, right? Like, watcha! I've got a drawing on it now. Right? Looks fantastic. Yeah, I've got weird looking Voldemort. Ugh. That's a very weird looking Voldemort, but it's fine, right? I can draw directly on the shape, and then I can import new shapes. If I can click the right button. Cha-cha! And I can move those around. And with this software, it's actually helping me use another software, another 3D software I've picked up recently called Maya, which, thankfully, came free with, like, me going to school. Because, oh my god, Maya is expensive. Whoa, right? It's like $5,000 for 3 years. And I ain't paying that, right? So I'm glad my school is paying it for me. But it's got a ton of stuff that I can use to help me learn how to draw better. Oh my gosh, will this let me mark on this? What is happening? I'm not trying to move it. Get off of the moving tool. Ugh. What is happening right now? Why isn't it letting me draw? I don't want to move it. Shut up! Alright, so I can draw, but for whatever reason it's not letting me right now. I showed off that I could. It's fairly good, fairly complex. I can't really make anything that looks fantastic, but skip the save. I don't really want that. But it's got a whole bunch of bases. It's great. I love it. And then I've got ShapeYard, which is another free 3D tool, which is a lot easier to use, but it's a lot simpler. And you also have a ton of other people's stuff, right? Like this Among Us, which someone has blessed us with, right? But I'm just gonna not pay for a 7-day trial. And let's create another thing, shall we? ShapeYard is a lot easier. You've got a lot more basic stuff. You cannot draw like directly 3D stuff onto this, but you can, if I can show you, really easily connect the models together. If you saw in that last one, the models did not blend together, like, at all, but this one goes out of its way to really easily connect the models, and you can even choose, like, how much they blend together, right? Quacha! Two things slamming into each other, becoming one. Two things. It's really good. You can also bend shapes, which is very interesting. It's not particularly useful, and I don't get how its bending works most of the time, but it's fine. It's interesting nonetheless. And then this is my favorite part of this software, otherwise I probably would have dropped it already, despite the fact I got it, like, last week. Unlike the other thing, you can draw directly onto it and affect the color, which you cannot do on the other one. I wish that I could connect the both of them together. That way I could, like, directly model with 3D on it, and then directly color the 3D model on the software, but unfortunately, I cannot do that because both softwares absolutely hate me. And really only want money or whatever, right? But yeah, it's two softwares that are very good. A lot of stuff is hidden behind paywalls, but it's still fairly decent. Free 3D softwares. And that is pretty much it. I gotta make sure it's safe. Drart. Yes, Drart is saying this to you, chat. Become safe. I feel like that's pretty much anything, unless anybody has any other questions. Feel free to ask them now. About things you want me to show you, or explain my process on, or anything like that. I'd be more than happy. Actually, since I'm talking about it, I am going to... Can I go to your DM? Of course, give me just a second. It's loading. Oh my gosh, this is taking forever. If you had a question, feel free to ask me. But, oh my gosh, load, will you? What is my frames at? Because I cannot get anything to load. Can I draw fingers? You know, that is a very good question, Jelly. Can I indeed? Not really, but I can try to give my best way to explain it. I'm not very good at drawing stuff. I cannot get your message to load for whatever reason, Lucifer. I'm very sorry. I've got it. I'm gonna refresh it again because this is taking forever, but it's fine. So hands are very interesting because I am awful at them. Like most artists. I feel like most artists find hands difficult, which, you know, good that I'm not alone, but also kind of sucky, right? Because everybody has hands most of the time. Most people have hands, I should say, rather. So they have to be drawn a lot. But they're very, very hard. Because they're very articulate, and there's a lot of things that can be done with them. So the way I tend to draw is something like this. What device do I use? I use an iPad. Ta-da! And if I shine it at myself, I look even paler than I do in the sunlight. But I use an iPad. I use Procreate. It's pretty good. I don't think it's for Android, but it is on Apple products, so it's fairly good. I recommend it. You do have to pay for stuff, right? I understand that's kind of like an if for some people, but it's a one-time payment. It's not like a pay us every year type of deal, right? And for the one-time payment, you get a lot of stuff. People make a ton of free brushes. It's got animation software. It's got 3D software. It's constantly trying to improve. I'd say it's pretty good. And it's only like $9, so. But we're going to get back to this. I was kind of been off topic there for a second. Trying to save myself the dissatisfaction of trying and failing to draw a hand. And there we go. So we're going to extend a finger like this. we're gonna try and draw a hand after mapping it out, because I just completely remembered. I completely forgot to, map the hand. So we're gonna see what we can do with this. Shall we? Alright. Now, let's get started. Like this. Is that how hands look? I don't really know, chat. I'm really awful with hands. I just make thingies like this, man. I don't know what to tell you. I just cut, and then I try to edit the hand into looking like something presentable. Oh, this bit's too big? Move it over. This fingy's too thick? Move it over. Stuff doesn't fit? Redraw it! I really can't draw hands, except if I've got a really, really, really big, freaking... Oh my god, what am I trying to say? Unless I've got a fantastic reference photo in front of me, I can't draw hands. But most of the time, what I do instead is I hide them. Where are my hands? Where's the giant thing out here? Yes! I drew this hand and it looked awful, so I just covered it up with text. Or this thing, which is in the corner and hidden, right? The hands don't look good, so I just kind of put them in positions where the hands either aren't on screen, or, you know, don't really show up that much, right? It's fine. And then I've got pieces like this where I just gave up, where the body looks awful and stuff, right? But it's fine, because who really cares, alright? My advice for hands is, they don't exist, people are lying to you, but, you know, I'm not, so join the handless revolution. Everybody stand together and destroy all hands. And that is that. Welcome to my TED Talk, you know. Hands suck. I feel like the world would be a better place without them. Destroy all hands. But I will probably have to practice drawing both hands and feet because, you know, that's something I should be able to draw. And because I'm trying to work on improving my art, one of the things that you can do to improve your art is work on a little portfolio thing. So I've started drawing this, which is, I just gotta say, pretty impressive, honestly. I don't know why that was there. It wasn't in the correct space. I just deleted it. Which is a whole bunch of 3D, and let me turn this crosshair off, shapes, which is gonna look very chaotic when I show all this stuff off. So I've started drawing stuff like this for my animation class. Not my animation, my advanced digital arts and animation class has a ton of stuff, which I'm going to show off really quickly with the animation assist. Ooh, show off slightly slower with the animation assist. I think 1 frame a second is good. Right, so we're gonna wait for it to reset and I'm gonna talk about this. So this is a whole bunch of 3D training. I'm not the best at it, but even doing badly is gonna help me, right? So I'm gonna pause it here. So what I'm trying to do, basically, is force myself to understand 3D shapes a little bit more. There's a guy on YouTube that does an absolutely fantastic job at doing a tutorial for this sort of stuff. This is just 3D spheres and 3D rectangles up to this point, but about here, I start to work on different shapes and molding them together and trying to get different shapes and shadows to fit in the same space. And if you guys would like a link to this guy's tutorials, I would absolutely feel free to ask. I will show y'all 100%, right? I'll just put the link in the chat. Oh, I just got your message. Lucifer, it just popped up. I will ask the fellow mods if that's okay, but I don't think that's going to be a problem considering you've been pretty consistent for an entire year. And you've been nice, so I will talk to the mods about that. Let me send them a message right now, shall I? I won't find a problem with it, since you've been nice, but the mods are fantastic, so I just want to run this by them, if you do not mind. I'll send it after, but I am going to grab your name real quick. There we go. I will ask as soon as the stream is over, Lucifer, my buddy. And yes, I just saw it. It just popped up. Ooh, I finished collecting the tutorials I've saved from Tumblr. Ooh, let me go see, shall I? It's in the art channel. Let's go to art. Ooh. Alright. Let's scrolly-oly. Actually, I'm gonna go with this. That way they can see it. Shall I? Ooh. Ugh, not what I wanted. Stand down. Alright. So we're gonna go with art. On my off account. Ooh. This is fun. I'm gonna pin this message because it's really, really useful. This is really awesome. Oh my gosh. You got draping fabric. You are doing so much better at this tutorial stuff than I am, Turticus, Blurticus, Turtonicus. Forest, bird wings. Oh, you're bringing it to me. That's fantastic. Shoulders, hands. Ooh, this is fun. That's really cool. I like that. I'm definitely gonna have to check this out. Ooh. A woman in chainmail, and it's not a chainmail bikini? I cannot believe this is an artist, actually. I'm honestly terrified. This can't be real. We are in a parallel universe. That's truly something, I'm not gonna lie. That is funky. With Lorenz is doing a great job with these art tutorials. I'm gonna be honest, he has a lot of them. Absolutely fantastic. And thank you, Turtlecus and Blurticus, for showing me this. This looks pretty great, can't deny. (2014? You were not born in 2014, right? Because that would make you, like, an actual... How old would that... If you were born in 2014... You'd be 8. I'm terrified. Refuse to believe that. Get out of here. I do not want to have Discord Nitro. If you're having any trouble with a specific art thing, HT Tweedy, not sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that, probably has an entire tutorial about it. They have a tutorial on everything. Considering I need lots of art help, that will almost certainly be useful in the near future. Unfortunately, the reason that I am doing this stream now instead of the stream that I would usually do tomorrow is because I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to be at work. Normally, I would push it back a day, right, instead of doing it the day before, but I'm not going to be at home Saturday either, or Sunday, because I'm going to be at work all 3 days for the entire day, so I hope I get less hours, is all I'm saying, right? But that is pretty much going to be it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but my last bit of advice is this stuff. I'm making a little art tutorial portfolio thing. I'm not 100% sure how I'm supposed to do that sort of stuff, so I'm just kind of drawing and hoping it looks good. But I feel like it's coming along interestingly. Trying to draw dynamic stuff without right angles and stuff like that. It's interesting. It's interesting. Scroll up to the first message you pinned. Oh, my bad. Let me pin a second one, too. Oof. What'd I do? What am I in? What's going on? I'm an idiot. Ignore that. Chat, I'm intelligent. Let me pin this one, too. Pin message. Alright. Pachow. But that is awesome. Thank you very much for having all of this stuff, man. This is friggin' great. But thank you everybody so much for joining me on today's stream. I'm gonna end stream early because I do gotta go to school tomorrow. It's not a weekend. And I will see y'all next week, hopefully on Friday. I don't know what my schedule is. I do have to figure that out at some point, right? But that will be everything for me. I will try not to get sick next week. Wish me luck. Adios, chat. I say adios and then I have to find the ending. Where am I? Adios for realsies!